Hi friends, it's Miss Sarah coming to you from my dining room, and I have a really fun project for us to do today based off of one of my favorite artists, Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe was such a tough, cool lady. She's really well known, here she is. And this is pretty perfect because March we've been talking about Women's History Month, so there you go, female artist. And also tomorrow is the first day of spring. And Georgia O'Keeffe was probably most well known for her paintings of flowers. So let me show you some of these. Here's one. Oh, very nice. Yep. I bookmarked this, but you know. Here's some other ones that are pretty cool. Very neat. Yep. And let me show you one more because this will give you more of an idea of what we're gonna do. So this one, you can see, it's kind of zoomed in, and that was kind of her thing. She would zoom in on the flower so it became a little bit abstract, which means you couldn't really tell that the painting was actually a flower. That one too. All right, so let's get started. So what you can do at home is you can look up some pictures of flowers on the internet, or you could ask mom or dad or grandma or somebody what their favorite flower is to decide what you want to paint. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just kind of gonna make it up because that's my favorite thing to do. All right, so I've prepared my palette with some of the colors that I'm gonna use. I've got some yellow, red, black, white, and then I have a blue and a yellow that I'm gonna turn into green. So I am gonna start by wetting my brush a little bit, grabbing some red, and making a dot somewhere towards the middle of my picture, but not quite dead center. All right, so that looks good. And then from there, I'm gonna make some lines. I'm thinking like 4 or 5 going out, straight out from the dot. Actually, not straight out, in a curve, all the way to the edge of my paper. Might need to fill this in a little bit. Might need a little more water. And you don't necessarily have to do this on the wall like I am. You can easily do it on your tabletop, but I thought this would be better for you guys to see what I'm doing. So here I got my 3rd line going down, good. And I'll do one like over here. That's cool. Keep that dot there. And then I think I'll do one more going up over here. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's good. All right, next up, I'm actually gonna switch brushes because I used the smaller one there. I'm gonna use a big fat brush for this next part. So, I'm gonna take my yellow paint and I'm gonna kind of fill in these areas that I just made because they're gonna become my petals. But I'm gonna fill it in and get close to the red, but not all the way next to it. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space. So I'm just gonna get this nice and filled in. Cool. Gotta use a lot of water, kind of help my paint spread. Nice. Some more in here. Over here, I feel like I should have some music playing or something right now. Very good. And in here. Cool. Fill this in a little bit more because I still have a good amount of yellow. All right. Okay, so this next part you guys are really gonna enjoy because you're always asking me if you can mix colors, and that's exactly what we are gonna do. So I'm gonna get back my small brush, gonna get a good amount of water on it, and now I'm gonna go in between and just kind of pull colors from each side. So pull a little bit of red into this white space and get a little yellow and mix them together just like this. Just kind of scratching around, getting it good and mixed. But I still want to keep some of my red intact, and same with my yellow. So I go over to the red side, pull from the yellow, and go all around, just like that. Nice, so now we're getting a nice, like a gradient effect, if you will. All right, keep it going. All right, so as you can see, yellow and red makes orange. Yep, good job. Which we already knew that, right? Okay, so that's one petal. Now I can get up in here, same thing. A little bit of red, a little bit of yellow. Now I'm trying to work pretty fast because I'm using paper for my painting and the paint dries so fast on the paper. So you really want to work quickly. All right, number 2. I probably should have started at the top, but you know. Oh yeah. This guy. Cool. Like a beautiful sunset. Got a little bit of dripping happening, but that's okay. Gonna keep going. This guy. A little more water here. Let's use yellow. Brush is getting a little bit mangled. All good. And if your water turns out looking a little too orange, you can always dump it out and get some new water. Which I probably not do, but you can. All right, so I think that's looking pretty cool. Got like a nice, you know, transition from yellow to red. And yeah, I like that. So what I would do at home is I would let this dry for a little bit, but since, you know, we're just gonna keep going, I'm just gonna move on to the next step, which for me is going to be to highlight my petals a little bit. So I'm gonna use my big fat brush again, and I'm just gonna get a little bit of white, and just add a little bit of white in the middle. Some of these, just a little bit here, a little bit up there. This is just kind of for fun to add, you know, another shade to our flower petals. My thing is starting to sag a little bit. All right, so that's good on that. Then I'm gonna take the real skinny brush and I'm gonna just give a little bit of definition to the in-between part with my black, almost like a little outline. So I'm gonna find my little circle that I made again, and then I'm gonna just do like a real skinny line. Start out here a little bit, go in. This way you can really tell that they're like separate situations. Cool. Over here a little bit. So the inside of every flower is a little bit different. And again, you can look up some different ideas, but I've looked at enough in my long life where, again, I'm just kind of making it up here. So now I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow and blue and make a little bit of a green. know again. And I'm just gonna put like little like seed guys in here, just like a little bit of something in here. Yeah, little speckles. Cool. Then I'm gonna go back to my black. And do just a couple of these funky little twirly guys coming out. There's probably like a real name for these. So this is kind of like a hibiscus, what I'm making, so you can look that up. Do one more of these little friends. And yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So the other fun thing about flower picture is that when you take it off the wall, you can decide if you want to hang it up the way you made it, or if you want to put it like this way or this way, however you want to do it. So there you go. I think I would make Georgia pretty proud, and I hope you guys have fun. See ya.